Hey, first grade art friends, it's Mrs. Herbay. Getting ready for another part to our monster project this week. So what we're going to need is your monster that you created last week. And then I also sent home with you, you should have a plain piece of white paper like this. You should have a colored piece of paper like this. And you should also have a template, a rectangular template. I think yours is not this color, but it's like this, this size. And we're also going to need a pencil and some scissors and a glue stick. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and grab those things, then we'll get started. All right, guys, so we're going to think about giving our monster some type of identity. And you might say, Mrs. Herbay, what does the word identity mean? And what that means is, who is this monster? And identity kind of means, what does the monster like? What does the monster do? What's the monster's personality? Those kinds of things. And so you're going to use your imagination and kind of think about that. And in the meantime, we're going to, as you're thinking about that, we're going to create a closet, because a lot of times we know that monsters like to live in closets. All right. So in order to create our closet, the first thing we're going to do is, we don't need the white paper, so we're going to put that aside. So you're going to take your colored piece of paper, and what you're going to do is, here, let me raise my camera up a little bit. What you're going to do is you're going to put the template, this rectangular template, you're going to center it in the middle of your paper. Okay, so pretty much like right there. And you want the bottom edge to go along the bottom of the piece of paper. And then you'll notice then there's a little bit of room up at the top. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to trace around this. So that now I have a rectangle in the middle of my paper. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll do the next step. All right, guys, now for the next part, we're going to use our scissors. But this part is kind of important because we're only going to cut up this side and over to here. That's all we're going to do. We are not going to cut it all on this side, all right? So I'm going to do it nice and slowly so that you guys can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our scissors on the right-hand side, on this side. And we're just going to slowly cut up this vertical line. And we're going to go to the top here. And then we're going to stop. Okay? So go ahead and do that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to turn our paper this way horizontally. And I'm just going to cut a little bit more like there. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut over to this line. And then we're going to stop. So now I cut up this side and over to this side, but I haven't cut over here because here's what's going to happen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this line here. So now what I have is a door. Pretty cool. Okay. So go ahead and do that, and then I'll tell you the next step. All right, so now I have this door here that opens up, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on top of the white piece of paper that I gave you, that you're going to put this on top of the white piece of paper that I gave to you guys, and you're going to kind of line it up. And so what that's going to allow us to do is we're going to glue this paper to the white piece of paper. But one of the things we have to pay attention to is we only want to put glue on the part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the door folded out this way. So all we're going to do is we're going to put glue along here and along there. Okay. So I'm going to take my glue stick up a little bit. So I'm going to put it just on this rectangular piece right here. That long thin piece right there. And then I'm going to put it over here. And then I'm going to put it right there. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to line up those top edges. I'm going to line up the sides. And then I'm going to give it a nice big massage. And sometimes what I like to do is you can turn it over and then just kind of pretend like you're giving your paper a back rub. Just give it a nice, smooth back rub. Okay? And I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to check for any parts that aren't stuck, but it looks pretty good. And this opens up. And if you happen to have a little bit of extra white paper hanging over on this side and it's bugging you, you can just cut it off or you can leave it. It's totally up to you. I'm just going to take my scissors and trim that little piece off there. Okay, so now we have the startings of a closet, okay? So what I want you guys to do is I want you to think about a door. And there's a couple of features that a door has. And what you can do is you can look in your own bedroom. You can go check out your door. And what you're going to notice is that your door has something called hinges. And the hinges are on the side of the door where the door opens. So what's going to happen is I'm going to draw something that looks a little bit like this. So I'm drawing like just a little rectangle here, a little rectangle there, and then another little rectangle here. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a couple little lines there. Okay, and then that's sort of my door hinge. I can also, sometimes there's like a little circle on the top and bottom of the rectangles. And there is my door hinges, okay? And then the next thing our door needs is a doorknob. So, and again, depending on your house, the doorknob may be round, like this, or it may sort of have like a little curve like this. It could be like that, and then I'll erase that little line in there. So it could be like that. It could be round. It could be anything, any type of doorknob. And you can, if you want, go look at your doorknob in your closet in your room to see what it might look like. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to do is to jazz it up a little bit. Sometimes what I like to do is we can think about some different door designs. And I'm going to, just on the back here, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to just kind of show you. So what you can do is you can put, you can do rectangles to jazz up the door like that. You could also do it this way. Maybe your closet door is more like that, okay? So check out the closet doors in your house. I know, or they could even be, I know in my house, they're more like, they're smaller. So there's like small, 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 and they're kind of like that, okay? So check out your closet door and then kind of figure out how you want to draw this part right here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw two rectangles that are like this. the space. And then I'm going to draw two more. Rectangles like that. Okay? And if the doorknob is kind of in the way, what I can do is I can kind of shift that to go a little bit higher right here for my doorknob. Okay? So once you get that drawn, then you can think about how you want to color the door, right? So you can either take colored pencils or you can take crayons and you can outline the door. I'm gonna grab, I have a, let me find it. The indigo, I'm trying to find my, it says dark brown. Here we go. I found my black colored pencil. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to outline this part of the hinge here like that. And then I'm going to outline the hinges. All right, and I'm going to outline my doorknob and then the panels of my door. And there we go. All right. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll go on to the next step. All right, guys. And then the last thing you could do with the door is you could color. If you want to add color to the doorknob, you can. I'm going to color in this doorknob here with my colored pencil. Might put like a little white highlight there on the doorknob to make it look a little 3D. You can also color the door if you wanted to, jazz up the door. I'll show you, there's one other professional thing that you could do if you really want to, is if you put a diagonal line like this and a diagonal line like that, and then connect it. And then I'm putting another one here and another one there. And then I'm connecting that. And then I'm connecting in the side. And the side. It makes the door look even fancier. But you do not have to do that. I'm just kind of doing that as an extra thing. Coming down there. Coming down there. And then I'll do it up here. Diagonal. Diagonal. Connect. Diagonal. Diagonal. Connect. And then I'm going to connect vertically. And then I'm going to go diagonal. Diagonal. Connect, diagonal, diagonal, connect, and then I'm just just like that. Okay. If you wanted to use crayon, you can color the door. Like my favorite color is purple. So I could use purple to color in the door, purple. So it's totally up to you how you want to jazz up the front of the door to your closet. So you're going to go ahead and do that. And then after you do that, we're going to talk about the inside. Alright guys, so my closet is finished. I've decorated the door, and now when I open it up, I've got this blank space here ready to tell a story. And I've got my monster that I made last week, who lives inside the closet. And one thing I want you to do is, if you go grab this worksheet that I also sent home with you, this will help us as far as thinking about designing the rest of the closet. Okay, so if you want to go grab that, then we'll talk about filling this worksheet out. All right, so I want you to think about, it says the monster in my closet has, and so you can think about some things that the monster has, and whatever it is, it would be inside the closet. So I'm going to say that the monster in my closet has some art supplies, because this monster likes to make art with me. This monster has, I'm going to put a comma here because there might be more than one thing, has a vase of flowers, because this monster likes flowers. And the monster in my closet has, how about, a chocolate cake. All right, so those are some things that the monster has. The monster in my closet feels, and so we can look back when we created the texture for a monster, we can think about how does the monster feel. And my monster feels bumpy or maybe prickly. And the arms are sort of furry, so I might say prickly and soft. And then I'm going to put, this is Mrs. Herbay's monster. You can even think of a name for your monster if you want. And then the monster in my closet likes, what does this monster like? This monster likes to eat chocolate cake. This monster likes to stay up late. This monster likes to take naps in the flower garden. And this monster likes to draw pictures. So now that I have this information that I've created about my monster, it's going to make it easier when I think about the design of the closet, okay? All right, so as I think about the inside part of the closet, closets sometimes either have shelves, right? So you can draw a shelf if you want. And sometimes they also have like a rod. And on the rod there are hangers, right? And so on the shelf here, if this monster has a vase of flowers, I'm going to draw a vase of flowers. But actually, let's see, can't be very tall. I'm drawing my flowers. And, ooh, art supplies. I think I'm going to set those down here. I might draw kind of like an easel set up right here. And maybe I'll have like a container that has some pencils. And a paintbrush. Maybe there's a box of crayons. Draw some more pencils. And maybe on the inside of the wall, there are other monster drawings. Let's see, Roy G. Blue Violet. Okay. So the monster maybe drew on the inside of his closet wall. Oh, the monster likes to eat chocolate cake. So maybe there is some chocolate cake up here sitting on the shelf. Maybe there's some decorations on the chocolate cake. Okay, so you guys get the idea. So then you'll decorate the inside of the closet with your designs, okay? And then what you can do, once you are done, then you can take colored pencils or crayons or whatever you would like and color the inside part. And then we'll talk about then fitting your monster into the closet so that Now my monster is not going to fit all the way into the closet, which is totally okay. And and we'll talk about that in a second. But what I want you to do first is to go ahead and color the inside of your closet. All right, guys, so I got the inside part of the closet done. And so now for the last part, what we're going to do is figure out where we want to stick our monster. And it is okay if part of the monster overlaps onto here, because then when we fold it, it will just fold on there like that. So what we'll do is, I'm just going to turn our monster over. We're going to grab our glue stick and we're going to put glue on all of the parts and pieces, depending on how many parts and pieces your monster has. And then I'm going to grab our closet and I'm going to position my monster position all the parts and pieces down. Like that. And just want to let it dry for a minute and then just going to fold it along that crease, and then you can see when you go to open it, it works just fine. Ta-da! So, pretty cool. So, I cannot wait to see your monsters in the closets. And you can take a picture and upload it to me. And other things you could do with the extra construction paper, if you wanted to make like a do not disturb sign and glue it onto the door, like you could draw. You could make a little sign that says do not disturb. You can cut that out. So you can get as creative with this as you would like. You can even use the extra construction paper to create things for the inside part of your closet. I'm just going to put some glue on this. Then I'm going to stick it there like that. And then I'm just going to take my colored pencil and I'm just going to draw like that. All right. So have a great week. I can't wait to see your finished artwork, and I'll see you soon.